What is going on, Nitro gang? Welcome back to another Friday Night Nitro. And today for you guys, I have likely one of the best period racing machines I think really ever made. This is the Mugen Super Athlete with, and I'm going to show you right now, the ultimate Novarossi top SBK Buggy race engine. And we're going to put it back together. Now, let me say hello to everyone that is here in the stream, and I will let you guys catch up. And I'm going to get down to some serious work. And I'll also notify you on the history. We got Boosted RC, Tarek, Johnny, Paige, Smith, Nitro Gang Queen, Melissa, Nitro Brothers, Benjamin Martinez, how you doing? Geo Mac, Andre Lisi, how you doing, man? Satan's Rage was one of the very first here in the stream. Lotus RC already on the job. I'm happy to see that. Now, the rest of you guys, I'll let you know when I see you. WBL, how you doing? Nitro Hooligan, my good friend over here. Him and I had a great conversation about RCs and resellers. Either way, this is going to get one step closer to being a runner. We got Joseph Robert, how are you, man? And Nitro Pimp, happy to see you here, bro. Now, you guys probably remember this chassis. This is not the first time we've seen this on the channel, and likely will not be the last time. Rusty, how you doing there? Rusty RC Customs. You want to know why this is not going to be the last time we're going to see this? Because I'm not a reseller. Because I keep and I love my Nitros, even if they need a ton of work. And that is what makes my channel great, and I am proud to stand behind that. Only RC, how you doing, man? Happy Friday to you. Now, on the side here, we have what appears to be a Picco engine box. Hopefully when the VP of the Picco gang gets in here, and that is Offna Guy. If anybody doesn't know, if you have a question about any Picco engine, go ask Offna Guy. His first name is Offna, last name Guy. Very easy. Don't forget it, my dudes. Now, this particular model, the Super Athlete, we'll do a little bit of investigative history. I've actually brought up a real nice article. Let me give it a couple of minutes, have some viewers show up here in the stream. Now, this one does need a ton of work. There's no denying that. The engine, let me show you what engine we have. This is actually one of the rarest from this time period. I just pulled it up on eBay. And my dudes, if you want to see the eBay listing, there's one right now for $330. That's right. One of these old school Novarossi top engines for $330. And in fact, the one on eBay actually looks kind of worse than this, my dudes. It's hard to believe, but them are the facts. Now, if anybody here remembers what the situation is, take a look at all those ports. We got ports in town. We got plenty of ports in here. So the question is, gasket, yeah, forget about the gasket. Anybody here remember what the situation is or was with this engine? Notice that crank connecting rod even has a little mark on it, says XS. Now that makes me feel a little bit happier than some other days. Now, question is, what was the issue? Well, the issue was we had close to no pinch. That's right. Pinch was toast. Now I have repinched it. And let me show you right now. Just a little bit. The sleeve actually went in there pretty tightly. So as I raise it, you can see just a little bit. It does lift the sleeve up right there from the rim there just a little bit. It seems to be pretty good. So I have done what I can. It's repinched. Now I'm going to have to make a couple executive decisions. One of those decisions will be, should I replace these flat Novarossi style screws with Traxxas screws? Now, to make my mind up, I basically went to the graveyard of Traxxas engines. And I've showed up with the graveyard of Traxxas engines. Believe it or not, Traxxas is out there. Wonder Bread, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. You're just joining us. Happy to see you here, man. Traxxas, no matter what people say, they help make other nitros great again as well. And for that, I say Traxxas, hell yeah. How you doing? All right. You want to go hang out? I'll hang out. But Traxxas, don't bring your X-Maxes. Don't bring your electrics. Bring your nitros. That's all I care about. Now, let's get a little special shout out for our good friend Boosted RC here. He has run the SH21 engine in the Savage. And he said, it's beyond sickening. And I am happy. I should have bought more when they were in stock, guys. And we'll go over a couple of the cool things I suggest later on. But let me put these Traxxas engines a little bit on the side. We're going to have to talk a little bit about what the hell is wrong with this buggy. And it's not just one thing. There actually is a swarm of things. Before I do that, I want to show you guys a little bit of the old information on these models. Pretty interesting. These are called the Mugen Super Athlete from 1996. So let me give you a little bit of a informational zoom here on the computer. That way, we all could at least expand our nitro knowledge. Now, this is an old article, Mugen Super Athlete review. We're not going to get too crazy into, the review here. The text is real small. I could probably go over some of it. But it says the world champion in the making and a question mark. Why does it have a question mark? David VIP Auto, what's up, man? How you doing? Happy Friday to you. You're just joining me. I'm doing a little bit of a review here, but I got engines on the table, bro. Don't worry. There's engines on the table. Question is, what were they competing with? Well, the Kyosho Inferno and the Thunder Tiger Mirage at this time, well, they were killing it, right? They were killing it hardcore. Mugen, this was not their first buggy. This, in fact, was, I think, their second most popular of the 8th scale race buggies. Now, based on modern information, you've seen one, you've seen them all. This is from 1996, this particular article. Let me see if there's any kind of extra information in here that I need to get into. It goes, is it better? So let's see if we could read this part a little bit. All right, so they're comparing it to an improved version of an original kit. So here we go. We have, well, that's the wrong link. Here we go. Mugen Super Athlete. This is the one we're looking at right now, 1996. It came with multiple engines. This is the body. I basically have the body, except it's real bad. Then, this is the very old, original 1990 version. So these models actually go back quite a way. Now, I looked up the differences between the Athlete and the Super Athlete, so it's actually almost impossible to tell. I think it comes down to the colors of the shocks for the most part. The wheels, I actually have these wheels. I don't know if these were painted or swapped. Whatever the case is, the body looks the same. Really not much. What's up there, Nitro Addiction? How you doing, man? I'm over here addicted to Mugens, Addicted to the Mugen. Can't help it. Good or bad, depending how you look at it. All right, let's go back to the interesting article. All right, so here's an interesting article. I'm going to just kind of walk around here a little bit. Pretty average pictures, kind of pixelated because it's obviously very old. But this is definitely the buggy that we have. Looks pretty good. I could tell it has different wheels and a different engine. Let's see. So they're talking about Mugen Super Athlete in time for a crack at the 96 World Championships that are being held in the UK. I don't know how it did. Doesn't matter how it did, but it looks real nice. Now let's go back to the chassis. First thing, well, we're going to have to assemble, obviously, the engine. But let me, guys, show you the chassis just so we know what we are working with. This one, obviously, is a, I would say, 90% work in progress. Body's pretty bad. The wing is pretty bad. But can't kill it. Therefore, I got to continue. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, from the top-down view, well, it needs an engine. There's an issue with the fuel tank. And obviously there's a battery situation. So, this I have here in case I wanted to start it up. Obviously, I don't have the correct fuel tank. I'm thinking these are just Buggy fuel tanks. I might be able to rig something up. But the interesting thing about this particular model, I noticed this earlier. Anybody want to tell me what they believe is kind of unique about it? What do you think is unique about this model compared to, let's say, a modern Buggy of this kind? Go ahead, let me know. I'm going to wait here for the right answer, my dudes. Let's get that answer flowing. All right, well, I'm going to give it about a minute. Okay, Dingus USS is 100% correct. The engine is on a different side. The most obvious thing that I noticed comparing this to a more modern Buggy, and actually any Inferno, the engine is on that side. Also, Inspector, how you doing there? Michael and Zatari. Fuel tank is in the rear end. More modern Buggies, the fuel tanks are on this side. So this one, my dudes, you're looking at the screen. It's not mirrored. Oh, you know what? I didn't post this link on Facebook. Well, I'm going to have to do that. My bad. Let me post this on Facebook. I don't normally like to self-promote, but when I self-promote, it's in my own group. Well, that's what happens when you're busy looking at magazines. Trying to dig up some facts. The facts cost me some viewers, bros. I'm not happy about this. I might have to cancel. Kidding around. There's no canceling. You think I do this for self-promotion? Spectra V3, how you doing? I'm going to answer your question, actually, about tuning later on. I saw your comment from this past week about the correct starting position for your carburetor. And Spectra V3, I purposely did not answer you in that thread because I actually am going to use your awesome comment for a video in the future. So in terms of, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis, right, of, let's say, how do you know or do you need to know what the starting point for your tune is on any carb? In my personal opinion, I don't really care what it is normally. What matters is you have to get it to flow some fuel. Once the carb flows fuel and the engine at least fires up, you can tune from there. It basically becomes kind of obvious what you need to do, right? You either lean or richen the needles from there. The most important thing is that the carb flows fuel. Now, a starting point, let's say you're like, okay, well, I need a starting point, right, on a carb. Generally, let's, for instance, say this Traxxas carb, right? Generally, about 3.5 to 4 turns is where I go on any high-speed needle. Maxwell, how you doing? Happy Friday, man. About 4 turns is where I go on any high-speed needle. And generally, on the low-speed needles, almost always, they're made to be flush with the carb body, right? So generally, it's made to be flush from here, and then you go from there, right? Well, on the high speed, you're about 4, and on the idle, it's pretty straightforward. On the idle, what you want to do is make sure you have an idle gap maybe a little bit less than that. Just maybe a little bit less than that. This is a little up because it's a toast engine, this engine toast. So first thing, you want to check idle gap. Around there or a little smaller, and then about 3.5 to 4 turns out on the high-speed needle, and then about flush with the carb body. Obviously, multiple carbs have different designs. The low-speed needle might not be that obvious on some, but generally, that is like the logic, and then you tune from there. So that's the short answer, bro. Spectral V3, appreciate that from an awesome channel member, as always. All right, bros. By the way, got a question for you. What do you think is going on with this Picco box? Is Hybrid picking up another Picco? What's wrong with that one? Am I going to go on an RC Nitro road trip tomorrow? Well, I am in the works of making a deal for tomorrow. And the only sort of information I want to tell you guys about hopefully tomorrow's deal. It's not a cheap car. It's up there, actually. It's way up there. It has a Picco. And it has a very nice Picco. And the Picco is going to look great, hopefully, right here soon. All right, so hopefully that goes down tomorrow. In the works already, probably sometime around daytime. So let's get a hell yeah for Hybrid, picking up another sickening Nitro. I guarantee you guys, this particular, not this one, the other one will blow you away. Like if you're sitting on a chair, you're going to want to stand up and sit back down. Let me put it that way. If you're cold, you're going to want to have iced coffee. Get it? Because normally when you're cold, you want hot tea. But this is going to be so sickening, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be like opposite day back in like high school. All right, let's continue with this. So first thing, we'll get back to the Buggy chassis later. Forget it, is obviously missing a couple parts over here. But what I want to do is just get the engine installed. Now, my plan today, yes, it was for a fire up. I'm not sure if that's actually going to go down. We'll see. It's pretty much raining outside. But, you know, depending on how I feel. Mark, how you doing there? Mark, he goes, what's up, Nitro Gang? Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. All right, let's get down to business. So the goal is to assemble this engine. Now, question is, what engine is this? Why did I call this a top Novarossi, right? Top Novarossi hybrid. What the hell are you talking about, right? What are you talking about? So back in the day, they were basically just marketed as like top brand engines. That was like the logo they used. And you could tell on the carbs, it was always called the top. Now, there's generally about 2 generations of these. The first generation has a metal little plate over here. And then they went to an etched top on the carb. This one, it appears to be a sticker on a metal plate. So this appears to be one of the really, really old generations of these engines. All right, so we have ourselves a boost port. I'm going to put that in, and we'll talk a little bit about the boost port logic. Spectra V3 goes, he's having an issue. One of the MGTs doesn't even start. What I want you to do, are you 100% sure that your engine is actually getting fuel? What you need to do sometimes, if you haven't started for a while, right, just like open up the carb all the way. What you do, open up the carb like manually all the way like this and blow fuel through the exhaust line. You want to literally see the fuel move through the needle, okay? Always want to physically see the fuel move through the needle. Then you'll know. I mean, at that point, unless it's flooded, your only other issue could be the fact that you have a bad plug. Obviously, I'm assuming you verified that the plug is good. You know what I mean? So you guys could help our good channel member buddy Spectra V3i here, but that is basically sound advice, my dudes. Sound advice. Let me see what you guys are saying. Page goes, is it ABN or ABC? Yeah, this is a proper ABC. This is as ABC as they get. Now, I know a lot of old RC magazines, there were sometimes articles on how you could tell based on the colors. Now, generally, when you have kind of a brass-looking sleeve on top here, that usually means it's an ABC engine. A nickel sleeve, I don't know, I don't think I have one to show you right now, but a nickel sleeve, meaning ABN, would have a different color on top. Obviously, on the inside, you can't tell. And on the outside of the sleeve, you could tell also. Here, you know, since it's already inside, you can't really tell. Jorge Beltran, how you doing, man? Happy Friday to you. Just out here, man, trying to make another Nitro great again, you know? All right, so we're going to do this. Let's assemble this engine. That's all we're going to do. But that's generally the logic with engines. It's not 100%, you know, foolproof. But generally, an ABN engine, you will have a different color plating on the sleeve. It'll be pretty much obvious. Yeah. Inspector goes, nickel sleeves are also a little thicker and generally do not react well to repinching. I'll tell you this, bro. I've repinched a couple nickel sleeves. And usually they get bad over time, but I wouldn't say it's as... I wouldn't say it's useless. It does work. I've done it myself. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So, once again, to confirm, my dudes, we have ourselves a pretty rare engine. Let me just show you online a little bit of information on this particular engine because I feel this is quite important. All right, so currently what I have is just I did a little bit of an eBay search. And there's one of these on eBay right now. This is literally a live listing for this exact engine. Now, there were several versions. Notice this one has the R, which is the Novarossi logo. Different generations, basically. SBK BT-21, so it's made for a buggy. Now, Mugens are often advertised with these engines. Notice the carb. It's exactly my carb. Notice the back plate. It has an integrated boost port, exactly like mine. Now, I could tell this was obviously some race guy that ran it. Notice this dust boot. Mine is actually coming off too. Surprise, surprise, right? But this is actually my engine that we have. So it ain't no cheapie, baby. It ain't no cheapie. Let's scroll down. Maybe there's a little bit of interesting information here. All right, so it says, came from a collection belonging to a close friend of Jay Halsey, Jammin' Jay, a real famous racer. Bro, Jammin' Jay, you understand the word jammin'? That's his line of mods, essentially, right? Jammin' Jay, baby, Jammin' Jay. So this is the engine we got. It ain't no slouch. I found it in a couple old RC magazines. If you guys want to see later on, we could take a look at it. But just so people know, this is a highly, highly rare, proper, vintage Nitro engine. And let's hope it's going to be a runner. All right. We all satisfied with that? I think we're satisfied with that. I'm back in the stream right here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, we're going to assemble the back plate. It'll give us a good opportunity to look at it. So Novarossi screws are basically always these like flathead screws. They're real annoying if they're stripped. If they're not stripped, I guess you got nothing to worry about. But if they're stripped, you got something to worry about. Yeah, this one seems to be pretty good now. Spin it around. There's just a little bit of oil in there. It's pretty much normal. Right? Looks pretty clean. The skirt is facing the front. Basically the correct position. Pinch bolt looks okay. Yeah, these are, interestingly, 3 needle carbs. Yeah. This is a triplet right here, bros. This is a triplet. So we got the mid-speed needle. Now, I remember the last time I ran this engine, it was really crazy low on compression. So I was obviously dumping a bunch of fuel through it just to get it to run. So it's going to need a complete retune. On this one, it does appear that the low-speed needle is really, really out. But once again, it's an old engine. I have to see how it's going to be. But the compression should be back to being adequate at this point. All right. I'm going to assemble the boost port. So some real proper engines like this one have an integrated boost port that is also a back plate. Now, normally, you guys know if there's a boost port, there's sometimes like a little MIP bottle, boost bottle that comes out. It's debatable whether they do something, but in my opinion, I believe they do something. We could talk about that later, but I've had that conversation multiple times already, so it's actually not even that interesting anymore. All right, let's assemble this back up. Gasket is fine, and we'll put it back together. I'm not too worried about these screws in particular because I know I can. Rock Perry, how you doing there, Rock Perry, man? Happy Friday. You joined me just in time. I'm putting back together this real rare Novarossi Top Buggy .21. This likely might be one of my probably rarest and most high-end vintage engines from this period. We're talking, I would say, mid-90s on this one. Likely mid-90s. That's good. So in terms of these boost bottles, I've driven engines before, or rather I should say I've ran engines before with the boost ports, and I do believe it does feel like the engine has a little bit better response on the low end, because essentially what it's doing is it's equalizing some of that back pressure that's coming from the front of the crankcase, and it's compressing, the cavity that's basically in the rear end here. I'd say probably if you really want to experience whether a boost port does anything, you probably should start with like a really cheap engine. I've ran a boost port on a regular 15FE HPI engine, and I will confirm I know how those single needle engines run. And when I got the boost port on it, that thing was very, very different. When you're running something that's a real high engine like this, you're sometimes not really going to be in the optimal tune regardless, obviously if you're just bashing type of stuff. So it might be difficult to tell if the boost port does anything. But when you run these things on like real cheap engines with, not great compression, with single needle carbs, and you have like one little power adder, like a boost port, you can basically tell the difference right away. Oh, Rock Perry ran a Novarossi today. Well, bro, I'm happy to hear that, man. Okay, what I want to do is, before we continue, guys, just so people understand, because I'm about to close this thing up, it's probably the last time we're going to see the inside of an engine like this. This is one of the old RC mags, right, that we had from before. And there's a ton of engines in here. I just want to go over it, and we can maybe track down maybe some info on it. Because why not? Info is what makes humans stand apart from animals. Although it's arguable to say how, what info actually is. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to track it down. These are like .21 engines over here. So this is an old magazine from 1990. I think it was 99 or something. Let me get down in here personally so we can talk about it. So it seems to me this is the one that we have. It's the top BT-21 BK. This is the engine we got. So in terms of value back then, you could tell it's basically on a line of Picco and RB engines all the way on top. $300. So it's $100 more than the RB. No price for the Picco. The only one that's more is this Rex. In terms of horsepower, you can't really look at the horsepower. But let me see, $302. I'm going to do the math. $302. Let's see. I'm going to look at Google right now. $302 in, what year is this? 2000 is how much today? All right, my dudes, $570 in modern value. So yeah, basically the price of a proper OS or a proper Nova, right? So there it goes, right on the top with the best of the best. All right, there's also another one here on the bottom. I could tell this one on the bottom, that BT-21, that one has no boost port. All right, so there's two of these top engines. This is no boost port. This is boost port. So we got the best one of them all. That's proper. That, my dudes, is proper. Notice there's one on the bottom here. Also, the Rex 21, similar cooling head, with the boost bottle, $349 at that time period, which is basically over $700 today. All right, so my dudes, this engine, like I said, this ain't no joke. This is a proper Nitro engine. Couldn't come up with any other word other than engine. Okay. Hey, Nitro Brothers, how you doing there, Nitro Brothers? Ben goes, yes, the motor is on the opposite side along with the fuel tank. Yes, they definitely do not make buggies like this anymore. Very kind of weird design, which honestly, as you could tell, I have zip-tied a battery. We'll talk about that in a little bit because some parts were missing, right? You guys have seen this buggy on the channel previously. I've done a lot of work on it already, so it's basically 2 years in the making. All right, let's get back to the engine. Okay, I've already oiled it up pretty good. A little more. Yeah, so my dudes, that's why I said this is like one of the most proper engines that I own, right? I mean, it's obviously been used. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but with the repinch and all those ports, and you could tell it lifts the sleeve just a little bit there at the top when I do the stroke, right? See that? Just a little bit. That's basically what you want. You don't want that much more. All right. Let's put the head button in. On these old Novarossi engines, also a good thing, non-turbo plug. The 3 dots go, they're oriented towards the back of the engine. Just clean the top here, okay. All right. That's good. Now, the next real question is, should I swap these screws with Traxxas screws? I really don't trust these old Novarossi screws. Problem is, I'm also kind of out of Traxxas screws. Yes, Rock Perry Jr., I have a clutch bell set up from obviously a different model. It's like some cheapo clutch bell. I don't care about this clutch bell. I just needed to assemble that just to check whether it spins over, you know, normally compression-wise. This is not the final gearing. This is just to check whether the rebuild is good, basically, I would say, right? Okay, so I'm going to plug the boost port in. So I'm going to remove one of these Traxxas screws, and we'll see how that goes. Really a good idea to use, like, modern screws. Problem is, I've been doing this on so many engines, I don't have any screws on anything anymore. Okay. So, yeah, these screws are actually a little bit longer. You know what? These aren't 2.5. These are bigger. Yeah, these are much fatter screws, so we're going to have to put a kibosh on that plan. Yeah, that plan is toast. These screws are actually way fat. It's not going to work. They're not the correct screws. Those are much fatter screws. Well, I am frankly kind of surprised because I've replaced Novarossi screws before, but those are quite fat. You know, I got this idea from a forum I read. That's pretty odd. Let me think what we're going to do. All right, what about a Pro 15 screw? Pro 15, they're all going to be the same. All the screws are going to be the same from the Traxxas. Yeah, these are much fatter screws. Before we continue, how come nobody asked me what's in this Picco box? For real, like, nobody asked me what's in the Picco box. I don't get it. I'm going to open up the box in a second. John Hensley, what's up, man? Thank you, man. Supporting the channel, I appreciate that. All right, let's go back to business. Sorry, I had to look something up. Thanks, John Hensley. And we got Ray Coral. Thank you, bro. By the way, guys, I told you earlier a little bit, but tomorrow I might show up with something with a sickening Picco in it. That's not on the table here because we got a trip planned. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. All right, I'm going to show you what we got in here. Don't get too excited. If you're sitting, just remain sitting. You don't even have to get up. It's not going to be that good. I pretty much guarantee you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you once again. Integrity, how you doing, man? Long time no see. My dude, say hello to our good channel friend, Integrity RC. And we got Rossman with the ultimate question. He wants to know what's in the box. Okay, so the box is from an old Picco 28. Original price $188. Anything else on it? Pretty much just the rear end over here. 0.28 pull start. Oh wow. Retail $339. An actual $188. Well, that to me seems a 50% scam. Yo, is Picco scamming people these days? I don't understand. That's not cool at all, Picco. All right, let's take a look. Don't get too excited, like I said. It's not one of those exciting days. All right, we got ourselves a Hybrid 21. Yeah, I know. I was surprised myself when I first opened this box when I got it, okay? I was a little disappointed. Question is, what's up with this right here, right? What's up with that? Anybody notice anything obvious? I'm going to spin it around. Don't talk about the carb. I know the carb is toast. There is no carb. I think I used the carb on something else. By the way, we have an optional boost port plug here that you could put in. What's wrong with this engine? Most of you that are keen observers might already know. John Hensley goes, it has an axial style cooling head. Yes. Well, those axial engines are basically, they're all made by the same brand. Axial, Picco, it's basically all similar. They're all very good, right? I don't want to get into who manufactures what because it'll be like an endless debate. But you are correct. These are basically like the axial 28 engines or 21s, all the same blocks. Good amount of. But what's wrong with this one? And why did I never run it? It's not C's, Nitro Brothers. Well, first of all, it got like real bad compression because I could literally turn over the whole crankshaft with my fingers without a flywheel. So we got no compression. But I could fix the compression. But there's something here that I cannot fix. Anybody here want to tell me? Lotus goes, it ain't got no gas in it. Classic line from our friend KGM. Okay, no, there's something else. I'm going to zoom in on it real hardcore. What's up there, RC Cape Cod? How you doing? I'm going to zoom in on it so far that no one can zoom in before. Look at the crankshaft. It is toast. I don't know what this is. It looks like somebody tried to JB weld it. Obviously, not a lot of it is missing. Yeah, not a lot of it is missing. I could probably... I thought about it already. I don't really think there's anything you could do here other than swap the crankshaft. Because the thing is, once you start putting on the clutch bell and the bearings, you know, the spacing is going to be affected. I guess you could creatively get it to work somehow. But as of now, I'm basically just going to use this for maybe parts that I need. Like, there's really not much else I could do with it, right? That's right, Nitro Brothers. The crankshaft is toast. So that's basically it. Like I said, it wasn't that exciting. What did you guys think? Everything was going to be exciting? I mean, yeah, most things are exciting, but, you know, not everything. You know? Well, let me check a couple things here. We got Bomba Clack. How you doing? He goes, you could cut a reverse screw winding inside. It's doable. Honestly, that engine, you know, not only does it not have a carb, it has, like, no compression. It's basically just a parts engine at this point, like, at best, right? I have other engines. It's not the end of the world. I'll just put it there for now. Anyway, just want to show you guys. It's really not that exciting, right? When something's exciting, you could tell I'll be hella excited. Like tomorrow, when I'm going to pick up something with a sickening Picco in it. Wonder Bread, thank you, man. Thank you, man. All right. I'm going to just use these screws and hope that I never have to take them out again. Good news is, if I removed it one time, I'll probably be able to remove it a second time. Let me see how this is supposed to go, actually, on the engine. So the word Buggy is towards the back. Okay. But I'm not a real fan of these, but they're kind of fat, so, I mean, you know, I'll do my best. Yeah, that engine, if it was just a crankshaft, I would probably figure something out. But truth is, it's more than that. There's like a bunch of other things wrong with it, so it's pretty much useless to even worry about at this point, right? You sometimes just gotta cut your losses. I mean, you know, I'm making a Nitro great again, so let's hope at least that works. Hi, Fly. How you doing there? Hi, Fly. Okay, let's get this thing on. Buggy goes towards the back. I mean, it ain't going to be that great, but... All right, it's seated. Let me turn some of these screws in. So, for those of you that might not know, Novarossi did have a special screwdriver made just for their flat screws. But in my ultimate experience so far, I found this THS screwdriver that works just good enough. Obviously, probably not as perfect, but it's better than nothing. All right, I'm gonna just kind of get a little bit tighter in there, and then I'll check it. All right, seems to be seated okay. Let me just check it a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That feels good. You know, like when you open up a nice deli cut boar's head turkey, it feels like that. You guys notice the price of boar's head turkey went up to like $16 a pound here in America? It's real disgusting. I'm disgusted by it. Can't even really get cold cuts I like anymore. I'm just tightening it up, you know, kind of average, nothing crazy. That should be good. Let me check it again. Oh, yeah. That's good. Okay. One more round on the screws. All right, this one's good. Great. Extra great. Let's hope gas prices go down. Okay, perfect. All right, I mean, engine-wise, we're okay. I'm not happy about this gasket. It's like the world's worst. I mean, obviously, it's extra destroyed. I don't know if I have another gasket right now. I need to look for my tools. Let me see if I have another gasket. Hold on real quick, homies. Well, it looks like I used that gasket elsewhere. Let me take a look at some other engines. Maybe I have something. I have to steal one from another engine. That's a problem. There isn't any other one. I already took one from this parts HPI engine I had, so I can't use that anymore. That gasket's gone. I need to buy some exhaust gaskets. Let's go shop at A-Main, guys. Let me go take a quick look at A-Main. By the way, let me just take a quick look over here in case you're looking for maybe a buggy or something or whatever. Let's do a quick little zoom on this one. How you doing? Say hello to yourselves. All right, so they got a St. Patrick's Day sale, and they got the LRP buggy. If you want like a cheap buggy, Canon stuff, how you doing? This is the LRP buggy. I've done a video on it. It's a pretty proper buggy. I have it in the box right next to me. If you guys want me to take a look at it, I could take a look at it. But if you want to get it, 440, you know, it's a .21. Suspension's real good. I ran it. It's a proper buggy. I mean, it comes with an LRP 21 engine. So, you know, otherwise the regular aluminum shock type of car, you know, it's pretty good. So click the link, make the deal. Rory, how you doing? I'm over here shopping for exhaust gaskets, bro. Let me take a quickie on this. So let's do .21 exhaust gasket. Whatever spelling is wrong. All right. Reds 21. We just need like some average ones. Protec. The Protec ones are really bomb though. All right. So I'm probably going to wind up getting these right here. I do prefer the Protec stuff. The Protec stuff is real dope. So 2 for $10. Not crazy. I mean, they last a long time. I'll probably order this after the stream. Anyway, by the way, if you don't believe me, I'll show you the buggy 1 second. What's that look like over here? That's the buggy, bros. The LRP buggy. I ran it. It's pretty good. I mean, for the money, you know, it's not bad. All right, let's go back. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try to finagle that exhaust gasket for now, because otherwise it's going to take me forever to wait for more stuff to show up. All right. Okay. Yeah, this thing is a little different to work on because like everything is on opposite sides as you would expect. I'm just going to remove this whole exhaust. Also, if you guys noticed, what's up there, all aspects, man? Happy Friday to you, dude. If you guys noticed, the exhaust is flipped upside down. So we got ourselves an SH HPI RS4. How you doing there, man? Happy Friday to you. Let us know what you're all working on, guys. Keep in mind, you could chat amongst yourselves. I'm not the king of the show over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a guy trying to put a Nitro on the road today. So feel free. Sometimes I'll read the comments if it pertains like to a good question. Sometimes, you know, you guys are talking amongst yourselves, so I'm not gonna put you on blast, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just want to be there in secrecy. There ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, so this pipe is reversed because obviously it's designed to be a different side pipe. Sickening. All aspects goes, he's putting new servos in the Savage X. What servo did you wind up going with, dude? I bet people here want to know. All right, so for now, I mean, I don't have a correct pipe that goes this way, so we're going to have to run it upside down. It ain't that good. I get it. This is called doing what you can to make it go. Oh, we got Zach Conway in the house. How you doing? Friends with our good channel member and viewer, John Hensley. And Zach Conway working on a 4-Tech. Bro, that 4-Tech is going to be a beast. All right. Yeah, this thing is real, like, extra janky. It's jankified. My dudes, this exhaust gasket is like... Trust me, if I would have had a different exhaust gasket, I would have put it on already. What do you guys think? I want to build garbage? No, I don't. I don't want to do that. But as of now, that's kind of like how it is. I'm gonna have to redo this anyway. Basically, my goal was just to see if the pinch is good. If you guys have questions about 4-Techs, make sure you go check out our awesome channel mod, Lotus RC. He builds some of the fastest cars. In fact, his cars are too fast for the streets. That's why they have 6 speeds in a real car. All right. I'm I'm gonna do what I can, guys. This ain't pretty over here. But if I go this way, it might just like fit. All right, it's fine. Yeah, this it still fits pretty good. Like as long as none of that comes out and it's tight, it should be fine. All right, so I'm gonna do that. Right, as long as none of the gasket is popping out, it shouldn't leak. I think that's what matters. Come on, bro. Come on. Nope. Gotta try that again. This is the most dangerous part right here. This is the part that I could snap back and try to take you out. Nope. Yeah, this header is not designed for this kind of spring. That's what it is. That's why this is going to be a hard time. Notice the lip on this header. Let's talk about the lip. All right, so the problem is I don't think I can get this on because the lip on this header, notice how tight it is. How am I going to get that spring in there from the side? Oscar Cuendo, how you doing there, man? Happy Friday to you. He goes, he is working on a TC3. Well, I'm working on a part on engines with parts that don't fit. All right. Yeah, don't give no lip. He goes, Rossman. That was pretty funny, actually. That was actually really funny. I enjoyed that joke. See, we got the smart viewers up in here. I'm going to try. I don't know if I can get this. So this is obviously not the correct spring, not the correct header. Anybody get any ideas how I can get that in without like trying to hurt my hands? I'm going to try again from this position. Let me see if it works. Sorry for the shaking. Give it a second. I'm going to try from this position. All right, Lotus goes needle nose. No, I don't think I could do with needle nose on this one, dude. Like this THS part thing is the best. I'm going to try again one more time, but like this is dangerous. This thing snaps back and could like rip my finger off. You know what my whole copay for the hospital is? It's very high. I'm going to try one more time, but let's see if it works. All right, I got it to be a little bit less tight. No, it's almost in there. All right, I'm going to try again. That front portion is too long. See, the problem is this block is designed for those little mini springs, right? To go right here. You see there's a spring retainer here. And it's not supposed to use this kind of header. But this is just to get it to run, at least somehow. If I could just... Okay, I'm close, bros. Look at that, I'm close. It's almost in there. See that? Now the question is, am I going to be able to finish it? All right, now we're going to needle nose this SOB. Damn it. All right. Ah, got it. Got it, my dudes. It's in there. It's in there tight. That was actually a little bit nerve-wracking. That was nerve-wracking. But Hybrid did it. All right. At least that worked. All right, so most important thing is it moves a little bit. Let me just get this. Actually, I don't like the way this is sitting. I like to have it a little bit higher. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, these engines, as you could tell, they're designed to have the springs come up over here. They're not meant to have the spring go all around the head like that. Thanks, Nitro Hooligan, man. That was a little stressful, but it should be enough to fire it up at least, you know. Okay, so there's something up with this air filter. This air filter is way too tight on here. I cannot actually even get it off. I'm gonna have to remove this air filter. There's something with this air filter housing. It's not like the right size. All right, there we go. I'm gonna be careful with this, just to see where I am on the carb. All right, so there we are. Idle setting is real perfect. Yeah, this is a hang nor housing, so it's basically like an off-the housing, but it's way too small for this particular engine. All right, give me a second. We're gonna put it back in. Kyle Manley, how you doing? Kyle Manley, happy to have you as a viewer, bro, just like everybody else. All right. So at this point, I think we're just gonna get the engine in and figure out a figure out a tank solution. All right. So what I'm worried about is honestly the fuel tank on this thing. As you could tell, that this is an RS4 tank. It's not even the correct tank. This is just for testing purposes. And man, this thing has a lot of cat hair on it, dude. Sandy put a lot of his cat hair in it. Let me clean this up a little bit. I mean, it's coming along. All right. All right, let's get to work, baby. Question is, can I fit some other tank in there? Obviously, the original fuel tank is long gone, and this is a relatively unique chassis. It looks like they meant the tank to be mounted over here, this screw, and this portion. This would have been the battery holder. So the battery would have originally been flat like this. I'm missing, I think, one of the standoffs for the battery. But I'm thinking this is just like a regular buggy tank. Let me see if we can get this position. No, it's way too long. No, this is, even if I did something, no, this is way too long for a regular tank. If I go this way, I mean, it's let me think. So there's a standoff here and a holder there. So this would actually extend all the way. Nah, this is gonna hit the suspension arm, I think. It's way too long. You see right there, way too long. So that tank is not gonna work. Okay, that tank is gone. All right, let's get the engine in first, and then I'll talk about the tank. This is going to be complicated. By the way, if you notice, the setup on these buggies are very different. Okay, let's get this engine in. How you doing there, Woogie Nitro? Woogie goes T-Max tank. I do have one, but generally, you know, like buggy tank should work. I mean, generally all buggies are made or are built around the same kind of platform requirements, but this one doesn't really. This on its own. This engine is on a different side. Fuel tank is in the back. Normally, you know, modern buggies, actually even older buggies, the fuel tank is always in the front. So these are very unique designs. Whether it's good or bad, that's debatable. Okay. All right, Woogie, what do you think about this engine, though? It's an old Novarossi top SBK 21 buggy engine with built-in boost port. Or chamber, however you want to call it. Some people say boost chamber. It's not really a port. Well, it depends how you look at it. I guess it could be a port. All right. I mean, the colors look good. By the way, in old magazines, these Mugen buggies, they always had the green engine cooling heads on them. The older models were a little bit different. Let me do a little online research what this should look like. All right. This is the exhaust. I'll leave that on later. Let's get the engine in. Yeah, amputee there. Good suggestion. Goes maybe a Revo tank. Unfortunately, that's the only one I don't currently have to try out. That actually would have been my first attempt. Okay. Nice gold chassis on these two, right? Gilf, how you doing there, bro? Creative username. I almost don't want to say it, but I respect your freedom to use usernames you like, Gilf. And he goes, Jado Tank. It's actually a great suggestion right there. So that's a freaking great suggestion. Wise and full of wisdom. Well, I guess wise and full of wisdom are kind of synonyms, but you get the point. I guess if you're wise, you are full of wisdom. Ray Coral goes, beautiful chassis. It's actually not too bad. It isn't even crooked. So this buggy, it likely had very, very little runtime on it. If you guys might remember when I got it, I'll just do a little recap. The wheels are like brand new, basically, but you know they're all already basically rotted. The diffs, there was something wrong with the diffs on this one. This is the one that I had to like machine the diffs a little bit. Come on, screw. Don't do a screw job like Bret Hart. I'm not Vince McMahon over here, screw. This screw thinks my name is Vince. There's something stuck in this screw in the middle over there. Oh, Gil. First name Gil, last name F. I got it, bro. That was... You got me there on that one. You see that? We got creative people here in the chat. It definitely works out. Definitely works out, Gil. Definitely works out. Either way, it's freaking creative. All right. Let me just adjust the mesh. See how we're sitting. All right. Well, I mean, let me just adjust this a little bit closer and then we'll get to it. All right. That should be good. All right, that's good. Gotta get it closer. All right. I'm gonna tighten it up and then we'll see. We should tighten this screw too. All right. Nah, it's a little tight. You could hear the slight gear crunching. It's a little tight. I gotta move it back. Let's move it back, baby. All right, I'm gonna check this now. I think we got ourselves some perfecto gear mesh, guys. I'm gonna do a little zoom in for you all here because I respect your ability to verify my work. Okay, you should always have a second and maybe a 50th opinion. Check that out. I mean, we got gear Olaf. What's up there, Dolo Brolic? How you doing? I'm just showing everybody the crazy overlap we got over here for gear mesh. Okay, I would say that's like a proper from this angle. What do you guys think? We got more than 50%. Let me do a little spin over here. That is definitely a solid 75 overlap. I think we're good to go on this one. That's a 75% overlap, baby. All right, Gil Ghost just finished a big block Jado with a low C 454. It's nuts and extra sickening. Bro, that sounds extra sickening, actually. All right, so we good with this gear mesh? All right, that's good. All right, let me tighten the rest of it up. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. Oh, today, by the way, I think we should probably talk about this, guys. We're honoring Chuck Norris with this repair. All right, could we get a little moment of silence and a hell yeah for Chuck Norris? 86 years old. You know, during his most popular TV show, in fact, this Buggy was out there winning championships. So I guess you could say, Chuck Norris, we're with you, brother. We're with you, okay? In fact, back in high school, people used to call me Chuck Norris, believe it or not. I could tell you why, but then Chuck Norris would have to, destroy you. And I can't do that. All right. So it rolls smooth. Rottweiler, how you doing with the hell yeah for our boy Chuck Norris? You know, I had a lot of his exercise equipment growing up. I gotta be honest with you, it was 50% accurately good. 50%. Obviously, nothing is better than an actual gym, but his equipment was 50% effective. If you did it repeatedly for extended periods of time, along with everything else. But yeah, back when Walker Texas Ranger was popular, this Mugen buggy was on the tracks with the pink wheels at best too. It was. So, Chuck Norris, we make this one great again for you, bro. Well, and everyone else, of course. All right, let me tighten some of the stuff up. Let me make sure the pipe is okay. The pipe is not very good because the nipple is at the bottom, but what are you going to do? Hold on a second. It's missing the screw. The set screw is missing. All right, I'm going to have to tighten the set screw later. I'm more like add a set screw. All right, so our gear mesh is good. It rolls okay. Let's get some of the linkages on, and we'll figure out a fuel tank solution. But yeah, the fuel tank, as you could tell, it goes on this side. Also, notice the boost port. I mean, there is a creative solution you can do, but if you take a look, the line for the boost port is literally on the drive shaft. Nitro Brothers, how you doing? I saw your question there earlier. Let me respond to you, bro. Appreciate your questions. Nitro Brothers goes, is a 1/8 throttle lever hard to find? So I think you're referring to by 1/8 throttle lever. Are you referring to this portion, which is like the throttle arm, I guess you could call it? This part is called the linkage. So let me do a little zoom in on this. Jerry, this has a standard plug, surprisingly, not a turbo, thank God. So this is the throttle linkage, right? On a servo horn, I'm just going over the terminology, maybe for some of our viewers that might need. And this is this little part is the actual throttle arm, right? The thing that it goes on to, throttle arm. Generally, unless you have like some kind of really, really rare engine, they're basically all the same. So they're basically all the same. This is called a throttle arm on the carb, you can call it. Yeah, throttle lever, throttle arm, whatever. But basically on 8-scale engines, they're all the same. They're generally interchangeable. Right? If anybody here wants to chime in, you could. Unless you have like some kind of super rare engine, then you might have an issue. But I doubt you have something like that. Even this is basically similar. Like, its only real function is to, there's a set screw at the bottom. And yeah, Rock Perry, how you doing? Rock Perry goes, I've used the throttle arm from my T-Max on my Losi AT. They're basically, yeah, because those are larger carbs. They're basically interchangeable. The only real function, I'm glad you said that, Rock Perry, bro. The only real thing that's important is at the bottom, if you take a look. There is a small 1.5 millimeter set screw. I'm showing it with a screwdriver. You can't see it, but that has to be really, really tight. If that is loose, this thing will fly off and you will have a runaway. You will have yourself a sickening runaway. Don't do that. You could do pretty much trial and error to see if those throttle arms will fit. This is not like an everyday issue that I can give you 100% good answers for. But generally, a Traxxas carb will fix all. Trust me, I've done it many times. All right, let me connect this and then we'll see how our linkages are. Not 100% of the time, but okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to test out the electronics as they are. All right, Nitro Brothers goes, he has a Force 21 engine. Let me see if I have one to show. No, I'm just getting one. All right. So Force engine, huh? We got Force engines too. Yep, Rock Perry is correct. Never throw away these little things. Trust me. Like, you could always use these, even the throttle arm. All right, so this is a Force 28. Pretty normal engine. This one runs okay. Pretty much normal carb. Yeah, all of these throttle arms are basically the same. In fact, if you want, I could probably even, I don't know if this one's going to be the same as this one actually, but it looks similar. Unless the high-speed needle is like fatter. This one might be a little bit fatter on the high-speed needle there in the middle. It might be a little fatter. But this, it's a small block carb. But generally, a lot of these will be the same. I don't have any other normal one to take a look at right now. All right, let me see. All right, let me see if I can remove this one and do a little quickie on it. All right, so I'm just going to remember where it goes. So I'm going to remove this one from the bottom, just a quickie. You see what I do for you, bros? It's just a regular Force carb. All right, comes out like that. That's all there is to it. Easy, right? Let me see if I can remove the Traxxas one. I'm going to just remove this one off video. No, actually, no. F that. We don't do nothing off video. I got nothing to hide. This one might be a little small. Let me see. So I removed the Traxxas one. Yeah, this one's a little too small. You could tell it's not the same size. But it's almost... Nah, it's not almost the same. It has to fit over that lip. Or a throttle arm has to fit well over the lip. It's not the same size on the Traxxas one. So that's going to be a no. But generally, these Traxxas things generally fit. Like, I've tried them on many engines. This is like the first one I've ran into that it doesn't fit. I think if I had, let me see if I have, let me put this here for now. Let me see if I have something that's a big blocker. All right, I got one. We'll just take a quickie, guys. Let me ask you this. You appreciate this troubleshooting I'm doing right now? Because it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. It's actually hella annoying. It's beyond annoying. All right, so... All right, this is actually probably not even the correct carb also. This is another force engine. I need like a non-force engine. I need like an HPI engine. All right, so far that's a no. I'm going to remove this one real quick, but I don't think this one's going to fit anyway. Well, no, this one might be fit, but you would need something that's... Let's see. This one might actually be even jammed. Yeah, this one's like all jammed up in there. It's not spinning. All right, this one's rusted. I'm not going to touch this one, guys. This one's like all rusted up. So that one's toast. All right, I don't have anything else to show you, but I think I've given you some good ideas. Whatever, it doesn't matter which way it's positioned. You could adjust it later. All right. That took some time. All right, let's get back to the Mugen. All right, so I got electronics already packed up in it. Let's check out the servos. By the way, these are like old school servos. Check out that steering. That's not bad for an old JR. That's proper. Throttle. Let me check the brakes. Okay, it rolls okay. Brakes. Good. Wow. It got brakes. I can't believe it. Rear sucks. It'll need some adjustments, obviously, on the road. Yeah, this thing is rubbing. That's not good at all. Notice that is rubbing really bad. I'm going to have to come up with a creative solution on that one. All right. Hell yeah, right there. All right. Jerry Gomez wants me to try an HPI Savage fuel tank. So the problem is I've actually used that already somewhere. Let me look around. That's going to be a problem. Don't have a Savage fuel tank right now. All right. I'm just going to have to make do with what I got for now. We're going to have to stick this in one way or another. I mean, this fuel tank is actually pretty good. It works, you know, but in this particular position, I'm going to have to come up with something more creative later on. Give me a second, just doing a little bit of checking. All right. Yeah, so this one is a regular, obviously it's not the right tank, but for our purposes, this will have to do. All I'm going to do, I'm just going to screw that thing in there for now. And that's it. I mean, it ain't a great idea. But it's an idea that will work for now. And sometimes, now is what you want. I mean, look at our modern generation. That's all they care about. Now. Should I do this way? Let me see if the fuel line goes this way. Okay, so we got the fuel line here. Ah. I'm just gonna kind of screw it in temporarily. Obviously, you know, this is not gonna be official. Reason I did this is because the exhaust line. Okay. So the exhaust line has to go this way. Oh yeah, that's why. I had an issue here with the fitting. I'm gonna have to do this. It's gonna look real bad. Once it's in there, it's in there. It doesn't matter. Come on, screw. All right. It's in. Whatever. It's good for now. Let me see the fuel line setup. How we got going over here. All right. The reason I did this is because obviously my back pressure line is not good. I mean, it's kind of a looker with the green cooling head, huh? I would say it's kind of a looker. Not too much, but just enough. Come on, get in there, fuel line. All right. Fuel line is in, baby. I mean, for temporary purposes, you know, obviously needs correct fuel line setup. It's not good. What's up there, Northeast Mods? You just came at the time when I put the Mugen back together. All right, so, I mean, it's basically kind of ready for testing, I would say. I have to work on those linkages. Jerry goes, can't kill a vintage Nitro. Well, somebody tried on this one, man. Somebody tried. By the way, front suspension is real good. The rear needs to be... every shock needs to be redone. Rear is 100% toast. We got no oil in the back. It's the oil-free zone, as some people say. Well, actually, that's what I say. I'm not happy with this fuel line setup at all. It's real bad. All right, Ray goes, let's see a fire in the hole. The problem is it's really downpouring outside right now. Let me see how my throttle linkage is from this side. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys my standard carb linkage. All right, so right now that's too high at idle. All right, let me close it up. All right, it's too high, so we're going to have to lower it. Is the internet on? My dudes, hold on. We got a little bit of an internet problem. I don't know if this is going to work. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me know if you could feel me or hear me or see me. Or just say hello. And it's connected. The internet went out. I don't know why. Let me give it a second over here. Oh, viewers are dropping like flies. Like flies. Unable to connect. All right, I guess I could do a couple sets on the bench press then. That's right, Rock Perry. What's the router doing? My dudes tell me if I'm on the cell service right now. I'm waiting for the router to redo whatever it's supposed to do. Sickening. People say Starlink. Let me tell you about Starlink. It sucks. It's even worse than this. All right. Rossman goes, gotcha. Let me not move too much around. I think I'm on the cell connection now, so let me wait till it gets a little bit better. But my computer went out, basically unable to connect to chat. How's it going? All right, bros. Holler if you could still hear me. I think the internet should be okay now. All right, can you tell me if it's raining outside? All right, Melissa said it's raining outside, so it's going to be the end of the road. All right, what else could I do with this for now? She said we got rain outside. All right, Terra goes, we are good. All right, great. Well, we got rain. I can't really fire this up on the inside. This obviously needs to be tuned. I guess I could take a look at the shocks, but like all this needs to be cleaned. I don't want to be doing this on video, honestly. If you guys have any topics or RCs you want me to look at, I can make that happen as well. Mark, how you doing, Mark? Correct. There are good deals, bro. If you want to make those deals, please use one of the 2 links I just put in the video, bro. That would really help me out, Mark. But yeah, you are correct. The deals are really good. Like I always say, you got to get the nitros when the deals are good, because then when the deals are no good, you're kind of toast. You guys want to take a look at the LRP buggy, maybe? The salient, good idea right there. The problem is I can't run anything in with area I'm at. Like the windows have netting here. So, no, I'm not removing the netting. It's kind of complicated. All right, so people want to take a look at the LRP buggy. If you want a quick unboxing, I can make that happen as well. Let me know. I got to move a ton of boxes to get it, though, okay? That's going to be the only problem here. But yeah, but this is ready for maybe tomorrow. I'll see. LRP or no LRP buggy? This is the one I put a link for. All right, here it is. This is, yeah, the cheapest Nitro buggy right now at A-Main, actually. Bomb Black, how you doing? Bomba Clack, sorry, mispronounced that over there. He goes, if you find one, the Lancia Delta Integrale. I've never come across those, man, but I know what you're talking about. They're real nice. Preston, how you doing there? Preston and Cats. Got a good question here from the Salient. He goes, what are your thoughts on the Motor Saver air filters? Motor Saver air filters, some of the best. They've always been the best. And I don't think they're even made anymore, dude. All right, should we open her up or what? So I got this thing back when they were obviously a little bit cheaper than they are now. You know, the prices went up. At the time when I bought it, this was like a mid-$300 buggy. So for the price, you know, you got yourself a good amount of equipment, really, for budget RTR. Now, you know, I mean, they're in stock. If you want to go open the link, you can get one with a little coupon. It'll be a little over $400 right now, actually. All right. What's up there, Harlem? How you doing, man? You came in just in time. I am going to be unboxing this LRP buggy. By the way, you know, LRP is the brand that makes engines, right? It's a German brand. They also make this buggy for A-Main, thank God. It's one of the only RTR buggies other than the Hobeos left. Soon, we're going to be left with nothing. I'm not very happy about that. So if you want to get one, I put a link to this. It's literally like the second link in the description to this video. Or the third or something. Let me see. It is... yeah, the third link, Serpent SRX-8 buggy. I call it the best new choice, really, technically. Okay. Comes with the radio. It's the same one that you have on A-Main. But really, not going to be any other choices anyway, so... you know, we got to stop looking at things that existed long ago. We got to look at things that exist today. And today, we got one of these. I'm going to do a little look at it right here. So these are proper .21 buggies. I don't want to call it a race buggy. You know, everyone uses the word race today. It's like everyone's going to go racing. Not everyone is going racing. Sometimes you just want to yell fire in the hole and burn some nitro. This is one of those times. So if you want to get one, I am telling you, bros, click the link in the description of this video. I have it. It's good. I've tested it. I've ran it. It's solid. All right, we got an okay radio. It does have a good amount of EPA trim settings on it, so it's pretty much good. You know, you obviously can't compare this to like a Techno. This is nowhere close to a Techno. It's not a Hobeo. It's not at all any of those things. So you know what? I kind of put it in here real nicely. How you doing there, Dana? Thank you for joining us here today. Pack this up real good. I don't know if I want to take it out again. It's going to be a lot of work for me. All right, but there it is. I've already run it. There is a video of me running it. Eric Miller. Let me show you right now, man, just so you guys will know. Appreciate you watching. So this very link right here, I put a link for you, man. LRP buggy, only $440. Click this link. It doesn't really matter which link. It'll take you there. But click the link. There it is. In stock, shipping tomorrow. You could also use like a coupon code at the end. So $440 in stock is literally the car we have. If you want to go to the discount codes, you could use this code, the $30 code. Right? So click the link. It's basically the only way I'm going to get any kind of credit for it. You know, keep in mind, A-Main is pretty much the only online retailer that I am, well, an affiliate with there. But this is going to still be an slightly over $400 buggy. Slightly over after the coupons. But if you guys want, I can probably take it out of the box. It ain't that easy for me here. Carl, how you doing there, Carl? One of my good friends' names in real life is Carl. Mark, yes, on as long as it doesn't say no coupon code, this one doesn't say that. So generally on the A-Main website, the Traxxas models will not let you add any coupons. So Traxxas don't care about you, bro, in terms of savings. They don't give a shit. But LRP, they care about you. So do it, add the coupon. It's going to be like a little over $400. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Let's, we got the manual, you know, pretty much regular manual. It's sickening, really. Pull start. Got a couple things with it. I've already ran this, guys, so it's obviously struggling out here. It's new, but you know, obviously it's a little dirty because I've ran it. Let me get it positioned here. Right. There she goes. It's pretty much a proper buggy. It has pretty good soft tires. I mean, I ran this real good on the RC track. Like, it was solid. You know, easy access fuel. Big bore aluminum threaded body shocks. Like, the shocks are good. Trust me, they're good. I've ran it. You want me to take the body off? I'll take the body off. Let's get a little bit of a higher view here. So this has a bit of that cab forward type body design. It's not 100% cab forward, but pretty similar to like all the race buggies. Okay, I mean, it's a proper looking body. It's trimmed nicely. You know, this one, obviously, I ran it already. So, you know, giant cooling head on that LRP. That is a big ass cooling head, bros. Let me get something to compare it with. So, for instance, I mean, it's not really a good comparison, but for instance, this is, I have to hold it upside down. This is like a T15 cooling head. I'm sorry, G 3.0. Do you understand? Like the cooling head, you're not going to have an issue with. This is a massive cooling head. And it's a proper LRP ZR21. They sell these. There's like a race version of this engine on A-Main right now for I think it's in the low 300s, maybe low 200s. This whole buggy, you know, solid. I mean, all the parts are LRP branded. Like it's pretty much not bad at all. Look at this giant spring on the exhaust. Yep. Crazy good pull start compression. Not even seized. Last time I ran this was like 2 years ago. I mean, there's really nothing bad I could say about it. Air filter, nice dual layer system. This is proper. Polished pipe. Mine's a little dirty because, you know, I ran it. Metal steering knuckles in the front. All right, here's the other side. Pretty easy access radio boxes. Yeah, these are similar. All these buggies are built to the same kind of spec. Really, what I look for is, well, is it pull start? If yes, I like it. You know, that's all there is to it. Pretty good, straightforward 90-degree linkages. You know, adjustable brake bias front and rear. It's kind of like the same thing, right? You have yourselves an adjustable servo saver here. You have a transponder mount. I mean, that's a proper buggy. It's, you know, it's no, let's say, like, you know, high-end, I don't know, race buggy that you build, but you still get an LRP branded engine. Like, it's probably good. Jerry Gomez, the brakes are very good, my opinion. I had no issues with it at all. Let me go see if I have a video of it. I mean, I do have a video of it. It's my freaking video. Let's see. I don't think I did a full run video. I probably just did like a break-in. Let me see. I'm going to take a look. All right, yeah, here it goes. Yeah, so this is literally my video on it on YouTube. Got like close to 10,000 views. There it is, brand new. German engineering, review and first drive. Let's see. Oh, look at that dirty ass screen. All right, so this is basically it. I mean, it's a proper car. It started right away. I'm not going to do any of the, you know, if you want to go watch a video, you could watch this video. This is me, I guess, talking about it. Oh, look at that terrible commercial. This is me starting it. It starts basically well, really well. Jerry Gomez goes, is it comparable to the Serpent? No, the Serpent is a little better in my opinion, but the Serpent is also like $100 more. This is still a really good buggy, you know what I mean? But the Serpent, I would say the Serpent is sickening. Right, that's basically it. For some reason here I'm eating pizza. Oh no, the what is that? Domino's tater tots? Oh yeah, this is back when I used to do dashboard reviews with food. Those days are over. It's a proper buggy. I mean, if you want an LRP engine, this is an LRP engine. All right, so whatever. You guys don't need to see this, but that's basically it. If you want to see it, you know, the videos there. I mean, I like this thing. Polished exhaust. No leaks. The most important thing for me is no leaks. But, you know, keep in mind, these models, they were, you know, back before the major price hikes, these models were what, like, they were in the mid 300s. These were like, you know, budget buggies. But the truth is, it's still an LRP. So, like, it's still a sickening engine. Like, I like it. In fact, let's check if the radio gear still works good. I haven't turned it on, like, forever. All right, here we go. Yeah, no problem. The radio is not bad at all. Honestly, to me, what matters is that we have the throttle trim on the radio. That's my most important and desirable feature right there as well. So, I mean, as long as you have these functions, who cares about the rest? Like, I don't even care about the rest. I mean, it's a proper car for the money, honestly. If you want to get it, right now is the time to get it, because who the hell knows when they're going to be, you know, in stock ever again, really. Actually, they just came back in stock like maybe a couple days ago, I saw. Wheels are real good. They are pretty high traction wheels, you know, normal soft rubber compound. Battery box is pretty easy access. The wing is giant. I mean, these are proper cars. You know, the question is, you know, in my opinion, does this run better than like an old Offna buggy? I would say yes, it does. It runs way better than an old Offna buggy. And cooling, not a problem at all on these. And we know Only RC here are a big fan of the LRPs. I mean, I like this thing. This thing actually, all of this is aluminum. The thing is, like, they used a lot of black colors on it, so it's kind of hard to tell, but this is all aluminum. The entire upper deck is aluminum. Like, it's not garbage. You know? They used a lot of black on it. Body goes on okay. Boom, there you go. I mean, you know, cooling kit sticks out for some good cooling. Like, this is a worthwhile chassis right here, in my opinion. So if you guys want it, like I said, please click the link in the description of this video and get it. Well, it fell over here, but that's because I had it sitting bad. You're not going to be disappointed. This is a proper buggy. Body pins are nice and giant. I like this thing. I'm going to run it again when it warms up outside. And the best thing is, it actually tunes real well. No issues with the tune. Like, the carb they use, it's a proper carb. Yeah, it's just that, you know, the setup on this, it's very good, in my opinion. The old Offna buggies, they're great. Don't get me wrong. Now, depending how you set those cars up, you know, this is also a little bit lighter, I would say, right? But for a new buggy, if you want something new, this is going to be the cheapest alternative. It's either this or the Serpent buggy. And the thing is with the Serpents, there's not as many parts, right? So you got to kind of have to be okay with that. The Serpents are real good. The Serpents are $100 more, and there's not as many parts. This is more of a chassis that's basically always in stock at A-Main for the like foreseeable future, I think. All right, bros, I'm not going to be here much longer. It's already 10:30. I got to go get some grub. I want to say, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. And tomorrow, if things go well, I will be pulling up with something that has a Picco in it. All right, and once again, our condolences to Chuck Norris and his family. Ironically speaking, they said that Chuck Norris posted I guess like a video of him fighting somebody, like a sparring video. And I guess he died after, right? Well, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, Jerry goes, the Kyosho Neo is another one. I haven't seen an in-stock Kyosho Neo in forever, bro. To be honest with you, that's why, like, right now, you know, at like the one place I look at, right? Obviously, there's other places. Like, maybe you can get it at other places. I don't know. But at A-Main, there's basically just the Serpent Buggy and the LRP Buggy. That's kind of like what it comes down to now. Obviously, there's other places to look at. Yeah, if you want to take a look, I'll show you. Just so we're all on the same page. If you do a search, let's say at A-Main, whatever, just for our interest here, really right now, lowest to highest prices, and in stock, you're gonna get basically Traxxas products. So the LRP Buggy, you know, it's at the bottom, right? It's cheaper, basically, than their new associated kits. And then you get the Serpent over here. It's over $100 more. So Serpent's a proper car, but it's over $100 more. It's hard to say. All right, bros. But if you do, make the deal. My dudes, I want to say thank you all again, and let's think about Chuck Norris and his life, while also keep making Nitro great again. Guys, I will see you later. You all have a good night.